Hey y'all, Kelly Whitney here with another thing older black women should tell younger black women and don't. Girls, take care of your mental health. You guys know my mom has dementia. I've talked about it quite a few times. She's 84 and I went to the doctor with her today and they were giving her different tests to assess her memory and cognitive decline and that sort of thing. And it turns out her dementia is fairly severe on the scale that they use to measure such things. As the conversation progressed, this is a wonderful doctor. She was taking a lot of time with my mom to ask her questions and really get the scoop on where she is. And my mom told some things and I prompted so that we could get the full picture out there. And she was fussing and fighting against, the truth. And the doctor was very gracious, very considerate and kind and understanding of my mother's reasonable reluctance to admit the extent of her cognitive decline. But it didn't stop her from saying, you had an accident recently, you've gotten lost recently, we need to start thinking about pulling back on driving or stopping altogether. And my mom naturally was just like, no, I can do da-da-da. And she's just puffing her chest out and posturing and doing all this. And I'm looking at her and all of a sudden I could see so clearly all of the personality flaws and traumas and things. It felt like a veil had been lifted and I could just see what was wrong with her. Not physiologically, like as a doctor, but just as an observer. Sometimes you encounter people and their wounds are so visible. You don't know what made the wound, but you can see it. It's there, it's obvious. And I felt like I could see my mother's flaws and some of the things that may have contributed to her current condition. I'm not a doctor, don't get me wrong. I have absolutely no medical training. YouTube University and ChatGPT does not count as a medical degree, okay? I am fully aware of that. But I have a theory, and I bet you money you can come back to this video in 20, 25 years as they learn more about the brain and cognitive decline and dementia and things like that. I bet you money they're gonna find out that there is a marked connection between all of your unresolved traumas and issues and your cognitive decline. Because stress, inflammation, add 1 and 1 and get 2, But it made me think about my own unresolved issues and, anything I might not be facing or how difficult it is sometimes to face the truth about yourself, but how necessary it is. And honestly, I think older black women don't talk enough about the importance of guarding and safeguarding and really digging into and being upfront about the truth of things that may be affecting you mentally, emotionally, etc. We're big on physical maladies, pain, that sort of thing, as we should be. We should care for the entire body. We're a system, after all. But I don't think older black women talk enough to younger black women about the impact of stress, how important it is to face your flaws, embrace them, and also make it up in your mind which ones you really need to fix because they're going to have a detrimental impact on your life going forward. And we should, because I think that's part of what my mom is suffering from right now. She is suffering from her own stubbornness, her own inability to relinquish control, her own inability to accept that she is not the same person that she used to be. And because she won't accept the truth, she's making her life more difficult and my life more difficult and my sister's life more difficult. And it's unnecessary suffering all around because someone does not want to accept the reality of her mental situation. And so I say all that to say this. You're going to go through things in life. You're going to be upset. You're going to be traumatized sometimes because people do whole shit. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be aggravated. Stress may pile up on you. You may just go through bad patches. But it is up to you to recover fully, to learn your lessons and move on so that you can be well. Because if you don't address the things that are bothering you and you allow these slights and traumas and boo-boos and hiccups, issues to just build up, you're going to regret it. Because it may not be a situation like my mother where all of these maladies and issues and this and that came to bite her when she was physically weakened by old age and that sort of infirmity. It doesn't have to happen like that. There's people who have dementia who are only 70. My mother is 84. She's going to be 85 in a couple of months. But it's not about dementia. It's about suffering unnecessarily. And if you don't address your mental issues, you will suffer unnecessarily. And not just you, you will make the people around you suffer unnecessarily because you don't want to deal with the truth. At the root of it all, perfection does not exist. Humans have issues. Sometimes things go wrong. You can't be afraid of that. You can't be afraid of mistakes, bad times, however long they happen. You gotta be prepared to face whatever it is, deal with reality, however it comes. You can't be scared of it, because when you try to avoid the truth, however painful it may be, this will suffer. And that ends my TED Talk for today. I'll see y'all tomorrow.